So if you have any sweepstakes questions, post them in the comments and I'll answer them. Hi, it's Carolyn. I'm the test queen. I'm here because it is my 20th sweepstakes win-niversary. 20 years ago today, and for some reason, I actually remember the date. I don't know why, I just do. I started sweepstaking. Actually, no, that's not true. I started the next day. It was today that I read the article in Reader's Digest that changed my life. Actually, I should read it out so then people understand why I started sweepstaking as a hobby. And this is so I'm lying in bed, I'm reading Reader's Digest. Now you have to remember, it is 2001. I've been unemployed for about 6 months. I was working at a digital security company. I was the event marketing manager. And the dot-com bubble burst. And one day they let half of the employees go. So I had been looking for work for a long time because at that time, all my experience had been in the IT industry, in information technology. So I was in marketing, but it was always with a computer company, a software company, nobody was hiring. And to jump industries at that time, it was really hard. So it took me months and months and months. And you could only look for a job so long during the day. And I remember lying in bed and I read this article and I thought, oh, what a good idea. I'll just win stuff. I don't need to work. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. I've never been able to earn my living winning. So here, I want to read you guys the article that changed my life. Oh, look, Bill says, he started in 1999, 22 years to me. I got to beat. Beverly Delp has really got us beat. Yeah, Beverly comes to our virtual contest club meetings. She's in her 80s. I think she said she's been sweeping for 65 years. I have marketing books. I have one sweepstakes book. I didn't pull it out for this live stream chat, but it talks about companies running promotions from 1900. So it's over 120 years that people have been able to do this as a hobby. It may even go further back than that, but that's all I have records of. And so, yeah, so it's a hobby that's changed a lot of people's lives. For example, read the prize winner of Defiance, Ohio, and then watch the movie. Always read the book before the movie. They are slightly different because they do have to change some things. And even then, when Terry wrote the book, I had the pleasure of meeting the Affadaisies, the last of the Affadaisies before they passed. And then at that time, even Dorothy said when Terry wrote the book, she took several stories and mushed them together into one story because it made it flow. So everything that was in the book or in the movie actually happened, but it didn't always necessarily happen like that. They had to kind of a little creative license. So I'm lying in bed with the Reader's Digest, and I loved Reader's Digest at that time because I was I still am an avid reader, but I liked it because big, heavy books, you're lying in bed, and the Reader's Digest, I could lie in bed and it wouldn't plop on my face. We didn't have cell phones back then, so I wasn't trolling anything. So this was called Get in the Winner's Circle, Tips from a Contest Junkie Who's Proven That the Best Things in Life Are Free by Bart. Now you have to remember, I had known that you could win sweepstakes at the time. And the reason I knew that was because when I was, so I don't even know how old I was at the time. Let's see, I might have been 34, but when I was 14, so even 20 years before that, yeah, I would have been 34. Because I even remember when I was 14, hearing the DJ on the radio, oh my gosh, I'm really dating myself, standing in the kitchen with the rotary dial phone trying to win tickets. I have that story in one of the books, and I won the tickets. And because I was so young, my mom actually had to go to the radio station and pick up the tickets, and then her and I went to the concert. It was fun. But even then, I knew you could win, right? So when I read the article, I was already primed to win. You know? So she writes, vacations in Italy, Hawaii, and Mexico, doing roles in a stunt trainer, being whisked off limousine for a night of winning, whining, dining, and theater. See, winning. I took whining. I read it as winning. Hardly the lifestyle you expect for the average income family of four living in a duplex and driving a rusty old Volvo. Certainly not the lifestyle we envisioned when I left my teaching job 12 years ago to become a stay-at-home mom. Our magical life began in 1988 after a sleepless night spent attending to our newborn son. I can't tell you how many mothers begin sweepstaking because it's something to do while they're trying to soothe a cranky baby or something, or, you know, cradling somebody, and they can sit and just enter while they're doing that. The following day, I entered a contest sponsored by a local radio station, inviting listeners to send letters to Santa. I pleaded with Santa for one night of uninterrupted sleep. My entry was selected for a 1-week trip to Lake Tahoe from the radio station KJAY 92. I was hooked. I call it contest crack because it really is one win and you're hooked. Contest crack for sure. A lot of people, and I know I'm right because so many people have written me and said, oh, I entered this thing and I won and I was hooked. It's everybody described, it's like a drug. I swear, winning's like a drug. Now I enter lots of contests, anywhere from 200 to 300 a year. I find out about them while shopping for groceries, listening to the radio, browsing through magazines, and regularly perusing a contest newsletter to which I subscribe. So it has changed since 1988. You don't really see them in store anymore. Specifically, there used to be what they call shelf talkers with pads and entry pads, and you could peel those entry pads and mail in those entry forms or entry blanks, they call them, to be in to win. Now, if you see it in the grocery store, it's usually a display promoting an advertisement. So there'll be a pin inside the product, which is a personal identification number, PIN code. Talk about those. Or if there's no big thing, it'll just be on the package, or you'll hear about it, or they'll want a UPC code. So this is where having a cell phone comes in handy because you can just photograph that. And after this article, I'll get back to answering people's comments. And also the newsletters are now, everything's digital. So when I started with my website, I actually divided the newsletters and the sweepstakes aggregates, but I'm actually thinking of combining those two pages because really, they're all the same now. Nobody's mailing out newsletters. You get them online, and the sweepstakes websites send out newsletters, and the newsletters have sweepstakes websites. So it's almost the same now. So I'm thinking when I'm redoing the site this year, making a few modifications, not a complete redo, but a little tweaking. I'm thinking of merging them because they're all the same. But that's very important. If you're new to the hobby, find one you like because it's going to make it so much easier to find giveaways. Over the years, I spent 3 to 4 hours a week researching new contests and filling out forms. But the hard work has paid off. I averaged $10,000 in annual winnings. I've won 2 Dirt Devils through the Safeway Score and Win. I've gone on a total of 14 major trips thanks to this hobby. My writing talents have won me my fair share of prizes as well. Everything from a pair of $1,000 earrings for a local magazine Limericks contest to a pair of lift tickets for the Calgary Herald-sponsored Ski Memories contest. This is where having a secondary talent helps. So if you're good at cooking and baking, enter those. Photography, and use that talent. Strangely enough, even though I write for a living, I don't feel I'm good enough right in those to those contests. So combine your hobbies if you can. Our winnings have also included clothing, appliances, a backyard barbecue, and a patio set. We rarely pay to go to a movie or theater. That is so true. My daughter said one day, when was the last time we paid for a movie? I'm like, I don't remember. Yeah, we don't. We either win gift cards or tickets. We rarely pay to go to a movie. I just read that. We frequently dine on gift certificates we have won. Yes, free food. The luxuries our income doesn't provide for, my contesting does. Even our children get in on the act that have won a bike and a skateboard and passes to local attractions. It is such a fun hobby for the kids. Even Helene, in her book, has a chapter about getting her grandson to learn to enter sweepstakes. We've watched beautiful sunsets in Maui, courtesy of Light 96 Jet, and Oahu, thanks to Kiss FM. Walked the Freedom Trail in Boston from the Calgary Co-op Supermarket and Kraft Foods, and even sent my in-laws to Scotland, a cross-country random draw from United Distillers. Will it ever end? Not as long as I can fill out an entry for or clip a universal product code, UPC as it's known, the barcode on products you buy. Most of the trips I've won fall into the middle of good and besides its free category. While not all inclusive, your major costs of airfare and accommodation are covered. You stay in above average accommodations, usually a 3-star hotel. You're generally responsible for your own meals, spending money, and occasionally airport taxes. Trips we've won in this category include a 1-week trip to San Jose de Cabo at the tip of Mexico's Baja Peninsula. We enjoyed beautiful uncrowded beaches, drinkable water, and simple but clean accommodations. So that's what I tell people. It's not always a free trip, but it's a cheap trip. So if you have a small travel budget, this extends it to. My husband and I experienced our dream come true trip courtesy of a local real estate developer by dropping off 3 entry forms at a tour of show homes, and we won a 1-week trip to Florence, which included stopovers in Paris and London. That sounds divine. It stayed at the Hotel Brulel El Siki, a 650-night room that had floor-to-ceiling louvered windows opening onto a tiny flowered courtyard, and we had a breathtaking view of the Duomo and Campanile. Sounds divine. Nowadays, my friends often rub my arm for luck before they head off to buy their lottery tickets. I can only... Why are my pages sticking? Shake my head and wonder, I've never won anything in the lottery. I did hit 5 out of 6 numbers once. And if I won $2,500. Had I hit one more number, I would have hit 22 million. Yeah, I wish that secondary prize is a little bit bigger. So you must be wondering, how do I do it? In the world of contesting, luck really has nothing to do with it. It all comes down to effort and persistence. I talk about that all the time. For every contest I win, there's 100 I've lost. I always talk about that too. There's some suggestions to put the odds in your favor. And then she gives some tips. But a lot of them are mail-based, which, we don't really do anymore comparatively. So let's go back and answer some of these comments I've missed. So Tom says, since COVID started, I would say I've won way less stuff as more people are entering contests over last year. I think it's not just a matter of more people are entering. I think it's also a matter of companies weren't running sweepstakes. Like I remember last year when the lockdowns first started, I went to some contest pages and they were literally blank. Like all the radio stations that usually held giveaways, there was nothing there, like absolutely zero. And it didn't come back for a long time. And then it would be like a gift certificate to here, a gift certificate to there. There was no substantial prizing. So I think that's one of the issues that we had, is that there wasn't anything to win. And then it slowly started getting better. Like last year when I was looking for instant win sweepstakes, and I like the pin codes and the radio contests. There was hardly any radio contests, and there was only Canada Dry was really the only one that had it going. And then at the end, Pepsi came out with something, but that was at the end of the summer. And this year, it seems to be almost back to normal for the codes. I think I was looking for probably in 2019, I was probably looking for 8 or 10 different things. And now I'm looking for a few. Some are freebies and some are codes. And then some of the coded contests shifted and went to receipt-based, because that way they can guarantee sales, right? Because think about it. Every marketing activity is designed to lead to sales. And sweepstakes is just one of those marketing activities. So that's why they do that. But yeah, I agree. It has been harder. Oh, look, Kay. Okay. Where did that? I learned through you. Found you online many years ago. Time flies. And yeah. Oh, see, now this is actually very handy. Tom says, my daughter's now a flight attendant. We can fly anywhere on standby, of course. So now I'm not worried about contests that don't include travel. That's actually a very good tip. Hang on, I'm going to grab my cup of tea here. That's a very good tip, because the more obstacles to winning that are there, the less people that will enter. And the fact that there's no airfare will be a deterrent to many. So the fact that you don't have to pay for airfare will increase your odds of winning. Oh, Leanne says, I remember doing a radio contest when I was younger. I still try and do them, but they've switched. In my area, a lot of them are text-based. You listen for a keyword, you text your keyword and your name, they call somebody back, you qualify for the prize, and then at the end of the week or the end of the month, depending on what they're giving away, they draw for a winner. And yeah, so it's changed. It's not like the 9th caller through. Yep, hooked, line, and sinker. It's funny because I remember, how long was I entering for? About 3 years. And I had a very old computer at the time. Like, my laptop was kind of dying. Like, it got to the point where it wouldn't work if it wasn't plugged in. It felt like it was churning. And we had won a trip to Los Angeles. I was so excited. That was actually another turning point. I talk about that in the book. I talk about that storytelling. And I remember my ex was sleeping in a little bit. Well, he wasn't my ex at the time. I know it sounds funny when I say that. Anyway, I had woke up. I went down to Starbucks. I got like a tea and a lemon loaf or something. And I came back up to the room and I set up the laptop and I started entering. And I was getting frustrated. The computer wasn't working. I couldn't hook up to the hotel internet. At that time, you had to plug it in. I mean, you still can, I think, in some cases, but there was no Wi-Fi. It was very frustrating. And it looked like I wasn't going to be able to enter that day. And I found myself shaking. And I thought, okay, that's nuts. This is an addiction. And I just, right there, I thought, that's it. If I'm going to win, I'm going to win. It only takes one to win. If I miss a couple of days of entry, not the end of the world, no big deal. And then from then on, I didn't worry if I won or not. If I miss a day here and there, what are you going to do? There's always another sweep. Mary says, I remember the good old days of filling out a ballot in store and even mailing them in. Yeah, I remember doing that. So I kind of caught the hobby at the end of the mail-in era and the beginning of the internet era. I was right at like the tipping point. I wished I had started sooner. But you can't go back. Anyway, I remember mailing stuff out. And, I saw a guy on TV doing it, and I thought I can do it too. And this is before the article. I would mail in the odd thing here and there that I would find. And this huge cheese service set, like the cutting board and the cheese server and this huge, beautiful bowl, all made out of rubber wood, showed up at my house. And I'm like, I didn't order anything. This is before Amazon, so stuff didn't just show up. And then I finally tracked it down through the fulfillment center on the package. And then I realized we had been buying wine and I had saw an egg and I took like one and mailed it in. I don't know how many they were giving away, but this prize just showed up because there was no anything in it. So when I do fulfillment for clients, I always make sure that there's a letter in there. So somebody just doesn't get some random thing, especially now, random thing in their house. Oh, my first win was a CD. I couldn't believe I won, right? Oh, I like this. Yeah, Win-niversary. It took me, yeah. See, my camera just froze there for a second. On my list this year is to upgrade So I've upgraded the lighting. I've upgraded the microphone. I bought this the other day because I want to improve my my live stream, my like vertical. So this is a gimbal, right? And you put your phone on here, and when it's got the stand, but when you walk, the camera just stays still, and you can move, but the camera doesn't move, so you can walk and talk. So I've got to master that. So I've got a gimbal to master. So the two next things that I want to improve are a new laptop. Yeah, I got the new chair. So we're getting there. I've set a goal to upgrade everything this year, and I have 2 major pieces left. So we're getting, and my phone. So 3. So we're getting there. And, she says, I've realized a whole lot of commercials for sweepstakes and also for sweepstakes. They're winning. Yeah. Yeah, you just have to keep your eye out for them. Whoa, what happened to all the comments? They just flying by. Yes, Mary agrees. It was down COVID, but they're going back up again. Yeah. And I think, I'm not on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, other social media. It's hard to win. Yes. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I do think it's harder to win without the other social media. So for example, there's some that I see, like they do a weekly one, and they're like, you can enter on Instagram, you can enter on Twitter, you can enter on Facebook. They hold it nowhere else. So if you don't have it, and now a lot of them are doing stuff like, take a picture, put it on Instagram, tag us, use the contest hashtag. You won't be in. So there's a lot out there that if you don't have social media, and if I had to pick one of the 3, I'd actually pick Instagram over Facebook and Twitter to win. Yeah. And there's a lot of tagging and stuff. But I finally took my own advice, and I wrote a blog post about it about 2 weeks ago. And I split my social media profiles. For years, I was entering, and so I was using Contest Queen to promote my own business and do this kind of work and teach people and promote client contests and do all that kind of thing. But I was also entering using the same platform. And I think, honestly, some companies would pick me as a winner, take a look at my profile and go, no, and just move on to the next one. And what kind of was the straw was I had entered some TikTok contests. I entered about 5 of them, and I know all of them had super low entries, and I didn't win a one. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. Business, personal. I'm entering on a separate platform altogether now. So if you're following me on Twitter, like if you're on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you can tag me, and you will enter. So don't be surprised. But yeah, it's very important to have the social. You're going to be missing out on a lot. So I don't know if you want to change it. And then a lot of contests too. Like, for example, there's a big 50th anniversary one going on right now where I live. And to enter, you have to have Facebook. You can't enter without Facebook. Because that's how they've set it up. So I don't know if it's something you want to do. Yes, a lot of texting for the radio contest. That's what I've been doing. Oh, I keep winning $50 gift certificates to my local make your own wine store. I wonder if the universe is telling me something. Actually, you know what's cool is you could use that. So what I would do is I would actually make my own wine and give it out as Christmas presents. I would save you a lot, and people would love it. I think that's really good. I'm new to contesting on Instagram. I can't believe the amount of contests on Instagram, but I'm constantly locked from entering them there. Okay, so you're entering too quickly. So there's a couple of things. You can't be following like having 3 people follow you and you're following like 5,000. So you need to get that ratio. So I would go through first and clean up. If there's people that you're following, a lot of people that you haven't had a lot of interaction with, maybe unfollow them and start getting more sweepstakes friends on Instagram for 2 reasons. One, it'll increase the people following you and the people you can share to, and it'll give you more people to tag. So I don't know where you're finding your sweepstakes, but start making sweepstakes buddies. If you want to start, there's a thread going in my Good Vibration Sweepstakes Club. It's not normally the place we do that, but I think sharing is caring, and that is good vibes. So that's why I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave that thread in there, because there's not a lot of places that new people or people that don't have a club near them or anything can find other sweepers. And part of I'm a big proponent of all boats rise with the tide. So if we all help each other win, we all become winners. And there's so many, there's literally, companies spend $4 billion running promotions. Now that's not just for the prizing, that's for, design, creation, the agency fees, the prizes themselves, fulfillment, advertising, creative, blah, blah, blah. But that's a lot of money. So there's a lot of stuff to be won. And that's just the US. It doesn't include Canada or the UK, where it's huge, Australia. Like, it's a multi-billion dollar business globally. There's a lot of prizes to be won. So, if you're new and can't find anybody, try heading over to my Good Vibration Sweepstakes Club, become a member, and then find that thread and start finding people to tag. And also, don't tag too quickly. So one of the things I do with Instagram when I enter Instagram contests, I only enter a few, and I'll only tag 5 or 10 people, and that's it. And then I'm done. I figure if I'm going to win, I'm going to win. So let's see what else. So I hope that helps, Lisa. I'll see you in the club. And also, the next virtual contest club meeting is on the 15th, right in the middle of the Win-niversary. So if you go to my events page, you can find all the dates. Okay, so yeah, so this is a pin code. Oh yeah, so Leanne says, I like pin code contests, but sometimes starter contests, they never have the products available. In the past, okay, so first of all, it depends where you live. So where I live, I used to see products at least 2 weeks or more in the stores before promotion started. That was the usual inventory flow, but the pandemic changed that dramatically. And for Pepsi this year, I was on a hunt. Like, I had to go from store to store to store before I even found one yellow cap. Like, I found a couple of bottles and I bought one at the, a grocery store for more than I usually pay, because I couldn't find them. Like, they were impossible to find. And I think that's why they extended the contest 2 weeks. Like, I just did a TikTok on this, a video, and I put it in my reels because it was so important. So it supposedly ended on the 7th, and then they extended it for 2 weeks. And I think that's literally because of the delay in the inventory flow that had been disrupted by this pandemic. So I think the 2 weeks I normally see them literally got tacked on to the end. Now, I live near a major city. I've heard that people that living in rural areas, it's by the time they get codes, it's the contest over. So I think it just depends. Oh, Alex says, I did better in mail-in days. Yeah, I imagine, I wasn't mailing enough to make a judgment call on that, but I have a feeling if I was doing the mail-in days, I might have done better too. I did pretty good. I like my pin codes and the texting. I do well on those. And I'm interested to see if I start winning more on social medias using my personal platform, the way everybody else does. Like, all the other sweepstakes newsletters, aggregates, etc., they all have a business account. And if they like to enter sweepstakes, they have a personal account. And I was like the only one that never changed. And I think part of it too was because at the beginning I was winning. Like, when I started on Twitter in 2009, I was winning all the time as a contest queen. It wasn't a big deal. But, it's 8 years late. It's 12 years later. It's totally changed. So it was time to split my accounts. Oh, This is a long one. Ooh, my head's nearly cut off. I used to be frantic about entering it, get set up, and missed a day. Yeah. Still entering, winning not nearly as much, but it's a better balance. Yeah, you gotta have balance. You can't enter all day. Like I missed one day the other day, and because I'm busy doing this, I'm writing 2 books. I'm running a anniversary series of giveaways every day, and then of course I had technical problems this morning, so it didn't even get posted till like 2. Oh, how fun. I was a student and her first pitch, tennis shoes. Yeah, right? Oh God, that's so fun. Oh, the unexpected. Yes, unexpected part is the people, best friends for 10 years. Yeah, this is the one part about the hobby that I never expected. I never expected to make friends with people. So when I started, it was online, mostly online, because it was the tail end of the mail-ins. I was doing about 50-50, and then it just completely disappeared. But I was chatting to people online. But it was only when I was researching my first book, I discovered they had sweepstakes conventions in the States, and I went, and I was in a room with 600 other sweepers, people that were just, I call it the good crazies. And I remember looking at my ex-husband and saying, we're coming every year. Like I felt it was crazy. So we arrive. I never forget this. We arrive and we are at one of those hotels that had the breakfast bar. You know, you go and you get your free breakfast as part of the room. So we're sitting there having our, tea and cereal or whatever we're eating, a banana. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at all these people. I have not met a single person before, ever. And I said to Craig, I know these people. Like my soul knew these people. It was the weirdest feeling. And then we went to the convention hall. I was gobsmacked. I said, we're coming. People were so friendly to me. Like that's why I love the sweepers. They treated me like I had known them forever. Maybe that's part of it. And then I called a girlfriend. I said, this is really weird. She goes, oh, you found your soul tribe. Yeah, that's your soul tribe. And I'm like, that makes sense. These are my peeps. And there's people that I met at that first convention that I am still friends with today. And that was 15 years ago. Like I never expected to make friends, and they helped me out. Like when I was going through my divorce and I was miserable, and we were going through this thing, and I had to get out of the house for a while. And I kind of, miserable, and talking to my sweet face friends. Oh my God, my life is terrible. What am I going to do? I'm typing, all these messages out, and they're saying, come visit, come stay with us. And so I started planning this trip, and I ended up doing the Sweepstakes of Winning tour. And so what happened was, in the middle of the divorce, you're spending money on the lawyers. And I thought, how am I going to pay for this? And someone said, hey, if you come and visit, can you give a workshop for our club? So I charged everybody $10. And I did 12 workshops, and I literally couch surfed because all these sweepers were like, hey, come stay with us. They saved my life that summer, and I took a tour, and I can't thank those sweepers enough. Some I had known from conventions, some I had known from online, some I knew. They were so generous. They're all like, come stay with us. They'd take me out. We'd sightsee. I had the time of, and I drove literally from basically Toronto all the way down to Florida, Orlando, and all the way back. Down like I think it was 75 down and 95 back, something like that. And people were amazing. And I saw people like Rhett. If you guys watch High Stakes Sweepers on my YouTube channel, Rhett, I had never met Rhett. And I went and stayed with Rhett for a few days. And actually I called her like a month ago just to check in on her. Like, this is the best. Like, the people are the best part. Better than any prize I ever won was the friends that I made that have had my back, have helped me win, have cheered me on. Just, it's the best. I can't stress the sweepstakes community enough. Oh, thank you so much, Gail. I will. It's on my vision board. But also, a part of it is it is a bit self-serving, but it's also in service of you. If I have better equipment, I feel like I can do my job better, and I can teach people when I have the better equipment. However, I'm not going to let my present state stop me from teaching now. Because, a lot of people are in the perfectionism archetype, and they're like, well, I can't do it until, everything's just right. No, you go with what you've got and you improve a little bit and you keep going. I remember I used to have another table, and every time I touched it, the whole camera equipment would wiggle. So unprofessional, but I kept going. And then I realized, okay, I need a new table. So yeah, I also bought a new table this year to do this. And, my office is so small and squished up. And my books, I try to put my books where you can see them, like all the authors do. No, they should be like over there. Whatever. You can't do it. Oh, see, Ashley says, I won a lot in IG alone. I've only been sweeping for 2.5 months. Yeah, Ashley, was so fun because someone was coming at me on TikTok and she wasn't having any of that. And she had so much sass. I sent her a link and she came to our last contest club meeting online. She was so fun. And she was like the brand new sweeper, and all the seasoned sweepers were telling her stuff. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And it was so nice. And so she's so new. She just came. Look, she said, I really want to win 1,000 or more this year. Yes, I'm going to send you some of that mojo, lady. You are so going to win it. Lisa says, I'd like to win a laptop. Yeah, see, this is where we all help each other. So one of the things, if there's something that you're really focused on winning, so we've had 2 people say, I really want this, I really want this. Those are what you should be focusing on to win. So if Ashley says, I really want to win a KitchenAid mixer, her first action every day when she's looking for sweepstakes, for entering sweepstakes, everything she has that's a KitchenAid maker based, or for a Visa gift card that would give her money to buy the KitchenAid mixer she wants, enter all those sweepstakes first. And then when you're looking for sweepstakes, look for those sweepstakes first and make sure those are the first things you enter each day. So if you only have 10 minutes to enter, the only thing you're entering for is that laptop or that KitchenAid mixer or whatever it is, like the new stove or a car or a trip, whatever it is. If you have one thing, like at your top of your list, that's the first thing you should be entering. And then the first thing you should be looking for when you're looking for sweepstakes, make that a priority. Because if you have a short amount of time to enter each day, that is where you want to focus your energy. I think it was, what was his name? I can't remember. I'm going to quote somebody, and I please forgive me, I forget who said it. I can picture him. I'm really racist and terrible with names. I can picture him, but I can't remember his name. But he was in The Secret, and he said, energy goes, or energy flows, or attention goes. So if your attention is going to the mixers and to the laptops or the cars or whatever it is, you're going to put your energy there. And that's what you're going to attract in. That's the other thing a lot of people forget with the law of attraction. It's action. Action. A law of attraction, right? You got to take action. Yes, Gail says absolutely. Splitting social media is key. Yeah, I know. It's tagging too much short time frame, and Facebook does not have. Yeah, they all have. So I work with a gentleman called Robert Ohado, and he always talks about, there's the shadow side of everything, and then you have the side of, that's the sacred side. So all these platforms have, like a sacred side where we have the Good Vibration Sweepstakes Club, and we're able to meet and look at this. I'm live streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, these are all social platforms. This is fantastic. You get to learn something. You get to meet like-minded people. You get to have fun. There's so many good things about it. You can win, but then there's the shadow side, you get blocked, you get tagged. There's some hate out there. So you have to kind of find that balance for you. And you know what? There's always the block. There's a report and block. Yeah, Alex says you came to Vancouver and when we met for lunch. Okay, so send me the mojo to win. There's a trip. I've entered for a trip to Whistler, and it's for a weekend. So you can better believe that if I win a trip to Whistler, I'm going to extend it, rent a car. I have family in Vancouver, and I would extend that trip for sure. That's the other thing you can do. When you win a prize, you can alter it. The last trip I won was to Florida before the lockdowns. And when we went, it was a 4-day, 3-night trip, and I changed it into a 6-day, 5-night, and I just paid for the extra 2 nights. They're happy to have you spend money on their property, right? And it became a much, we couldn't have afforded that trip that we got. So it covered the big expenses, and we paid for souvenirs and anything extra we did, and it was affordable. And then I just paid for 2 more nights hotel, and at that point, with airfare was covered, the airport transfers were covered, 3 nights of the thing, the park passes were covered. I mean, really, the majority of the expense was already covered, so it was well worth it. So yeah, I'd love to come back. If I come back, we'll do another lunch. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So some people are putting their tags in the comments, so just find each other. Oh, Ashley's in the Chicago area. There's a lot of sweep sheeters there. Sweep sheet is out of Chicago. Unfortunately, Pat is yes, good karma, sharing and caring. I love it. Oh, my son won a contest, course contest. He came back, and I think determined you were there with him. Oh, I didn't win to Vail. It was to Banff, and probably, I think so too. I'm in Texas. There was the Sweepstakes convention was once in Texas, and it was amazing. There's actually, if you're in Texas, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, there's the DFW winners or DF winners, so it's Dallas-Fort Worth, right? DFW, and then they put inners, so it's DF winners. It's very clever. There's a sweepstakes club in that area. I don't know what other ones there are in Texas. I mean, I know Texas is a big state. Oh my goodness, the comments are just flying. Okay, let's see. Oh, Bill says, I used to live in Iowa, now in Florida. There's a lot of sweepers in Florida. There's lots of Facebook groups, sweepstakes clubs in Florida. Yeah, now Heather says, I don't have a lot of luck on Instagram. So this is actually a good point for Heather. One of the things I tell people is if you go to my website and click on the 5 steps to begin winning and scroll down to the bottom of step 1, you can download a winning spreadsheet that I create every year. And it's got 15 slots in it for each month. So I encourage you you're going to put your energy out there. You're going to win. You're going to fill all that space in with prizes. And it's got separate columns so that you track not only the date you won it, what you won, where you won it from, but how you won it, or if you've received it yet, and then how you won it. Did you enter online, enter on your phone, enter in person, and then the subset. So if you entered in person, was it like a business card drop or a remote? Or if you entered on the radio, was it on the radio station's website, or was it on their, did you call in? Or if you're on social media, did you enter Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? So you can start to track to see where your prizes are. So if you notice that, you go through 6 months and there's not one Instagram one on there, then you might not want to bother with Instagram anymore and save your energy and your time for what you are winning, where you are having luck. So it is a good idea to track to see. And of course, I started last year, and then when the pandemic hit, I just stopped, and then I didn't I didn't track this year either because I was still in a bit of a funk. I swear I'm a bit empathic, and I absorb all the energy of the world, the heavy energy of the world. So I need to shake that off. Yeah, let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So where do I find the Good Vibrations Club? If you go to Facebook and type in Good Vibrations Sweepstakes Club, you'll find it. And I can post a link later. Okay, that's a good question. How many hours per day do you spend entering contests? I spend about an hour to 2 hours a day. Now, you may say it's longer because I go for a walk for about 2 hours every morning, pin code hunting. But I don't count all that time as contest time because really I'm walking. So when the summer contests stop and I go back to the gym, I'll be spending that 2 hours at the gym and I won't be contesting. So I'm collecting codes all summer. To me, it's like, why should I spend money at the gym when I can walk around, collect codes, and it doesn't cost me anything, and then I can win stuff. So then I freeze my gym membership, and then in the fall I go back. And so, but unfortunately with the lockdowns, I didn't go for a long time. So I only enter, so Ashley says I spend 2 to 4 hours a day. I win 5 to 7 a month. I enter, that's actually pretty statistically average. Oh, okay. So there's a contest in our area on the Dr. There's no pin in the box. Okay, so first of all, you have to actually, I'll show you something. Now, I don't have a Dr. Ochre one right now, but when you're looking, you need to find, it's going to be on a specially marked package. You see how this has something marked? You can see it says win. I have another one here. I had ripped the box, but you can see the side of it. It says win, right? I don't think I have any of the other packages. Yeah, see, here's another one, win, right? You're going to find the Dr. Ochre or any product. Like if there's a pin in it, you're going to have to look for the specially marked package. It's going to have something on it that indicates there's something inside. And also you have to look what the contest is. So I was at the grocery store yesterday and I went to look and there was not one package in there that was specially marked. And I think, I haven't had a chance to fully read the rules yet, but I think it's on their new product, which is the Peasy. They're calling it Easy Peasy, but there's Peasy is Pizzi. So it's like pizza, but it's like easy pizza, easy peasy, Piesy, easy piesy. I don't know, pizza. I don't know how they're saying it. Something just happened here. I hope I didn't lose the stream. Let's see. Anyway, oh yes, I love my contesting friends. Actually, I did a chat with Elaine and Joanne. I think in February. You have to go back in my YouTube channel or my Facebook videos to find it. It's pretty funny. So Devine says, mine are mainly from contestgirl.com. She does American and Canadian sweepstakes. I've only won like 3 things from social media. I use a lot for the sweeps, for the extra entries. Yeah. So there's different strategies on how to use Facebook. One of the things I tell people is do what you are having fun doing. See, everybody here is chatting and they all have different approaches. I like this. You like that. I like this. Ooh, I'm better at this. That's the point. That is the actual point of this. When you are having fun, that's when you're going to win. The minute you are like, okay, I can't do that. I don't like this part of it. Don't do it. There's a lot of other stuff to win. Focus on that. Oh, I would love to attend a sweepers convention. Yes. The next one, they've extended. Oh, I'm very excited. Tom Cavalli interviewed the team that is running the next sweepstakes convention. It's all volunteer based. If you go to I Win Contest Facebook and look for his YouTube, look for his video that he did, the live stream he did it's going to be in Manchester, New Hampshire, and apparently they've extended the early registration date because I think with the pandemic and they had it kind of short, so they extended it, because most of the time it used to be much longer. So I don't have the date off the top of my head. It's still $250 to register, and then there's upgrades in your hotel. But I know 2 people that are going already that are from Canada. And if any other Canadians are going down, I'm getting my daughter to design. Oh, she designed this shirt. Oh no, I can't see it on the. Anyway, it's the same as the sticker. Here's the sticker. It's the same design as the sticker. It says I'm lucky on it. She's going to make contesting Canucks, and I don't know what she's going to do, but we're going to have red and white T-shirts. It's going to be very fun. So far, there's only 2 of us wearing those shirts. If it's ever in your budget, do it. I think they hadn't settled on 2023. It's a toss-up between Nashville. I think this is, I don't have it. It's not definitive. Between Nashville and a cruise. I'm hoping for Nashville, because the last trip that we went on before lockdown, George and I went Christmas in Nashville, and it was so fun. Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, I love that. Look, everybody's saying that. Yeah, same feeling. So yeah, if it's on your radar, put it, that's another thing. You can also use your hobby to win stuff like that. So you can just be focusing on hotel giveaways. So you can use it towards the hotel at the, where the convention is. You can focus on, depending on where you are, airfare giveaways, visa giveaways, anything that you could, I guess, hobble together to put that trip together, and you could go. Oh, I watch High Sweepstakes for motivation. Yeah, and I really miss Ron. I've dedicated. He's in my next book in the dedication. Yeah, I miss him. He had a very rare lymphoma, and he passed away in 2018. And I remember sometimes when I do my pin code hunting, I talk to my sweeper friends that have passed away. I know. I can just see them there, though, all cheering me on. How do I enter your contest? Okay, so my Sweepstakes Win-niversary. So what I'm doing is, and I'm learning this too. So if you go to my website and you scroll down, the very first one is the main one. That's when I'm doing a grand prize. I'm giving away $20 gift cards. I wish I could give away more, but my budget, it's just me. I do this all myself. So that's right out of my pocket. So it's, it's all I can do. But I think it's kind of fun because it's 20 gift cards, $20. It follows the 20 anniversary. It makes sense, right? And then also a lot of winners is nice, right? Like a lot of people have a chance to win. So I think it's fun. So if you go to my website and click on the main blog, it's on the featured section. Oh no, I just froze. Oh no. Okay, I'm back. Am I back? Yeah, we've been having some real Wi-Fi. We've got a storm coming here, so I hope that I don't lose the Wi-Fi. Anyway, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, go to and click on that. It's the featured. And then each day, if you go to CQ giveaways, each day I'm posting another sweepstakes. And the first one I did with Rafflecopter, but the second one I started using something called Wish Pond. It was an app that I got. Now, managing a contest and creating a contest is a lot different than entering one. And I ran into so many technical difficulties today that I spent what should have taken me 30 minutes, took me 4 hours. So it was super late getting posted. So it's a very just simple enter and submit one for today. And I'm giving away these t-shirts. So if you go online, I'm wearing it right now. I can't, but it's got this logo on it. And you get your choice. So if you want to see what all the t-shirts are, go to my website, click on CQ merch, and go and look at the store. So I'm giving away the I'm Lucky shirts. So there's men's and ladies. There's different necks. There's different sizes. There's different colors. Now, I only show white on my website, but if you click through to the actual store, It's a Teespring store. You have options. You can get green and yellow, and I think the ladies have like a mint or something. There's lots of different choices, and then you get to pick whatever you want, which is nice because sometimes the ladies don't look good in the men's, or if you're smaller or bigger, you want something to fit comfortably. So this is great. The winner gets to pick whatever they want, and I'll ship it to them. And that's for today's. And I'm keeping each one open for 5 days because, again, we were just talking about that. Some days, just you don't want to miss a chance. So you can always go back if you miss a day. I'm giving everybody each one 5 days. So then I was on with Wishpond support today, and I already have tomorrow's ready to go. I figured it out. So, she says, I enter almost everything. Yeah, some people have the time. I wish I had the time to do 200. I focus on, yes, contesting friends are amazing. Yeah, now I have to say, being organized really is a key to winning. It really is a key. And the reason I figured this out was because when I first started entering sweepstakes, I made every mistake under the sun. And actually, I even have a TikTok series called Silly Sweepstakes Mistakes. And I'm up to 9 since I joined in January. Because even I do silly things. My last one was I woke up and realized there was a daily contest. And the day before, I completely forgot to enter. So it's a 24-hour. You have 24 hours to enter. If you don't enter, you're not in it. That's it. You're not in it to win it. And I didn't remember until the next day. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then actually I was so busy, I did it again. I have so many balls in the air. I did it again. And I'm like, really? And then the day I did remember, I'm like, I don't want to win that. So I didn't enter. It happens, and that's where you have to kind of laugh at it and not stress it. But being organized is key. So one of the things I did in my book is I taught people how to organize sweepstakes. Honestly, if I wasn't a marketer, I would have been a professional organizer. Like poor George, when he said to the universe, I really want someone to come in and organize my life. Be careful what you wish for. When I moved in, everything was redone in this house. Or actually, even before I moved in, we were dating, and I'm like, that linen closet, I can't handle it. One day he was sitting out there watching hockey, and I just tore. That's such a Canadian thing, right? I just basically emptied the linen closet, refolded everything, put it back, threw away stuff that was garbage, put things. I'm like, why are like loose light bulbs in the linen closet? First of all, it's a hazard, like all this crazy stuff. So I took that skill set and I applied it to the hobby. And you have to be organized. So I teach you in my book, step by step, how to organize your sweepstakes in a browser, how to organize your sweepstakes using RoboForm. Now, RoboForm is my personal favorite. It's why I stick with an Android phone and a PC, and I haven't gone Mac, because it works better on those platforms, and I can't live without it. I've been using it since 2003. I'm coming out almost up to my 20th anniversary of RoboForm. And RoboForm, I use it because it also doesn't just, first of all, for work, I must have like 700 passwords in there. So I use it for work and all my stuff. I would never remember. Then you can save it. You can save all your sweepstakes. But what I like it for the sweepstakes is it also saves other fields. So unlike autofill, I can save it with UPC codes, with certain boxes checked, so I teach people how to do that. I actually have a RoboForm class. There was one this week. I do one every month. If you want to learn RoboForm and see how I do it, it also is good for bulk. So if I do all my radio contests one week, I highlight all the radio stations and I hit enter and it opens up every tab. It's fantastic. I can't live without RoboForm. So if you ever want to learn, I have a class. And also, I've just set up later this month my first TikTok class. So if you want to learn how to use TikTok and then enter sweepstakes on TikTok, join me. We've already had people signing up for that this early, because a lot of times people set up at the end. Oh yeah, see, Mary Ellen says Rhett is great. She runs the Virginia Beach Prize Patrol group. She's nice. She said, yeah, when I did call her about a month ago or so, she did say they started having in-person meetings again. Oh, well, this is an interesting. My favorite news anchor in Philly does a Facebook Live every single morning, and he's always astounded whenever I tell him about my wins. He's awesome and he's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, look at everybody wants certain dishwasher, backyard makeover. Yeah, everybody wants something. Oh, is it? Yeah, it was Bob Proctor. No, it was the young fellow, DeMartini. I can't remember his first name. I think his last name was DeMartini. Yeah, Elaine says that she's focused on Canada giveaways and have been winning. Yeah, there's a giveaway for everything. And actually, what's interesting about the Canada giveaway, there's very strong restrictions on advertising. So it's actually one of the ways they can advertise that's are within the promotional rules. Oh, that would be so fun. A Lego trip for the kids, right? See, now this is another point. I've just highlighted in this live about 5 or 6 different people. They've all said they want something different. So everyone's like, oh, there's, I'm not going to win this. No, everybody's focused on something else. Everybody's life is different. So there's plenty of prizes to be won. And what this one wants to win, yeah, she says, I don't have the social media platforms, won some really great prizes. Oh, you can win without social media. We're just saying that some of them, they're going to get restrictive on some of them. Like I said, there's one right now, you can't enter unless you have Facebook. Yeah, Samsung phones, there's not a lot of giveaways. I haven't won either. So you know what I'm doing? I need a new phone. Mine, actually, the battery life on it is not good. And one of the things I'm finding when I do the live, when I do my videos, the volume is very low. So I'm just waiting till Black Friday because they have great deals. So there's a lot of great deals to be had. So maybe you also want to focus on Visa gift cards and things. So when those deals come about, that gives you, right, August, well, most of August, September, October, and most of November. So almost 4 months, maybe to win some money. And when they have those great deals, you can take advantage of it if you won enough Visa gift cards, say, for example. And then also, Boxing Day really starts what I call sweepstakes season, or Advent calendar season. That's what Super Lucky Die calls it. When every company in the world, especially on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, is giving something away. And there's the 12 days giveaways. So they'll do from December 1st till December 12th, and then December 12th to December 24th. And then they'll have 24 days from December 1st to December 24th, or all of December, or from Boxing Day till whenever. It's crazy. Like, you could enter 8 hours a day in the month of December. And little prizes add up. They do. They really do. Okay, so when does holiday season start, for September or October? No. Okay, so there's 2 kinds of seasons. The first one, I call it pin code hunting season. So that's usually starts May 1st and goes to about August 31st. It can vary a little bit, but that's roughly the main chunk of it, those 4 months. And that's when tons of companies have pin codes in their products. A lot of soda. Coke didn't do it this year. And so iCoke, which is like iRewards in the States, closed in Canada in 2000 and I want to say 10, maybe 11, somewhere in there, about 10 years ago. And So then they just start doing pin code contests. And so they'll have a gold cap, not a yellow cap. Pepsi and Canada Dry do yellow caps. So did Dr. Pepper. I haven't seen Dr. Pepper do one in a long time. And then I've been finding some from American Sweepstakes up, and they've been using orange caps. So they do usually a color different from their normal product. And then some companies, like juice companies, will do the labels. And then some companies like the Pringles used to do it, or the coffee companies have it on the foil. So if somebody throws it away, you have to be lucky enough to find it in the foil. And then some of them do rims like on cups. Tim Hortons used to do that, but now they've gone all virtual, which really irked a lot of seniors that don't have apps on their phone. The next sweepstakes season this is when Elaine says, yeah, December 1st really ramps up. December 14th is the busiest day. It's actually the 12th because it's the 12 days. I've already written a blog and scheduled it. It's called Double Day, because December 12th to 24th. So December 12th is the day all the first set of Advent calendars sweepstakes end. So December 1st to 12th. And then they do 12 to 24. So it's the first day for a bunch of them. And then the ones that go 1 to 24 are also on the 12th. So you've almost got like triple on that day. Sweepstakes season is my favorite. 2 radio stations do their biggest giveaways, and finally something I won. Yes. And also we have there's television shows, like the morning shows, all this. It's crazy. This a long comment. Thanks for the tip on asking if the prize can be gifted. I didn't realize entering a contest I wasn't eligible for, and I told them I lived in Manitoba, not Ontario, and they told me sorry. And then I remember you saying about gifting a prize. So I asked if I could do that, and they said yes, and she gifted it to a fellow contester. That was great that they were allowed you to gift it, but right there's my pet peeve. You should have known from the beginning you weren't eligible because their rules were not clear. Right? If they had written proper rules, you wouldn't have entered in the first place. Wait, I just saw a comment. Okay, let's see. She says, I didn't know it was over. I have pick codes from cups. I never entered them. That's good to know. Wait, I think. Oh, there you go. It was from this previous dinner tonight. They still have codes on their cups or sweepstakes that ended August 1st. That happens. And I think that's why Pepsi in Canada extended their giveaway because of the codes. But I see it all the time. There's a Maxwell House Coffee did one last winter, but they sell those massive cans of coffee and people take forever to go through them. So it's August and I'm still seeing those cans in the bins. I think the end date for the sweepstakes was March 31st. It's crazy. Okay. So let's see. There was some, how exciting. I just got back from a trip for Fort Whistler with neutral vodka. Nice. Got on a seaplane to fly fishing. Lots of fun. Been years since I went on a trip. Oh my God, that must have been fantastic. Brittany wants to know if there's sweepstakes club in Pennsylvania. If you go to my website, look under Meet Fellow Sweepers and look for clubs. See if you can find that there. Here's one. I had the radio station on at the beach for a contest and told my boyfriend to call, and guess what? He was the right caller and he won $250 at the Salad Works. That's awesome. That is fantastic. I love that. Now, did he thinks, oh, and Chrissy posted the website. If you go to, that's for the convention. If you go to my website under resources and click on Meet Fellow Sweepers, I have a convention tab and I have a clubs tab. So you can go there. Ooh, Mary Ellen said she's going to the convention. She's so excited. We'll see you there. Oh, and Bill too. I know. I'm gonna be doing live streams and pictures and things. Oh my God, it's gonna be so much fun. Okay, so when and where? It is I think July 6 to 10, 2022 in Manchester, New Hampshire. Oh, thanks, Bill. Yeah, he looks good in it. He got the dark green one. And actually, crazy enough, the shipping, I had ordered some sample shirts for myself, and he got his shirts before I got mine. So I'm asking him, is it good quality? I wanted to make sure before I start selling, right? Pretty funny. Oh, yeah, I've watched those silly sweepstakes mistake. Yeah, don't do what I do. Oh, you can download the Gleam app on your phone. So you don't have a good amount. Oh, very good. Okay, I should do that. That's the other thing. A couple of days I'm going to do Wishpond, but I also want to do a couple in Gleam. The other reason I want to alternate my entry forms is I want to give people that come to me to learn how to sweepstakes a chance to try using different widgets when they're entering, so they get practiced at different formats. And so when you go out into the world to enter sweepstakes and you come across different types of forms, you are comfortable and familiar with them. Oh, I know, right? Elaine says it's been a decade and I never won a phone. We need to send her new phone mojo, because she was doing that live stream with us and her camera was so bad. She dropped her phone. We need to send her more Joe. Okay. Oh, she wants me to talk about her cooler when she finally won a Yeti. Sell the Yeti, buy a phone. Yeah, the day after Thanksgiving is usually sweepstakes season. Okay. Let's see. What else? Okay. Have you won anything really nice this past year from pin codes? I don't know if I've been blind to them here in the States, if there's as many as it. Okay. So I don't have it yet, but I won a hot tub from the pin code contest. So I don't want to say, like, I've got the confirmation, but it could take up till the end of September before it shows up. So yeah, some of them take a long time. And actually, I also am getting a guitar from the Monster Codes, and that's a really good. That's more like a freebie because you have to collect them and win. So those are really good instant win prizes. So that's the biggest instant win prize, and the car may or may not have been won in that contest. So I'm still trying for that one. So that's funny. So that, yeah. Oh yeah, singing. It's beginning to look a lot like sweepstakes. Yeah, Tim Hortons, people were not really pleased with it this year. And then, it wasn't the same. They didn't have any of the social media parts. They didn't have, and that app, I wasn't remembering to roll. And then we won a bunch of coffees and then I forgot to use them. I actually lost about 5 coffees, but usually if you have the little things with you, you remember to go. Oh, there's another good tip. Any Amazon gift cards I win, I save them in my account. Once I have enough, I'm going to buy myself a phone. Good tip, Brittany. That's the other thing, right? We're sitting here, we're chatting, we're sharing tips. She's reminding me of things. People have good ideas. Oh, yeah. So she makes a good point about the emails in December. Tom Cavalli's actually for the month of August is giving everybody an email unsubscribe challenge where you go and you unsubscribe from 10 emails a day. So by the end of the month, your box is a lot less full. Let's see what else. Somebody's going to go, oh, yeah, I forgot to talk about this. If you can't actually go to the convention, they have a virtual option. So you can sit at home and win prizes. Widget. Okay, so widget is, so if you go to my website and you go to the day one blog post, and, I have my little blurb about the shirts and whatnot. And then there's a block where you go and you fill out your name and you put your first name and your email, and then you opt into my newsletter. That's optional. It says opt in optional, right? You can, if you don't get my newsletter, why wouldn't you get it? It's free and it comes only twice a month. Believe me, I don't have time to write more. And actually, for some reason in July, I totally missed to send it on the 15th. So you went a whole month without a newsletter. So I don't bombard you. I definitely don't bombard you. And so you can do that. And that part there that's embedded in the blog post is the entry widget. So what I do is I go to Wishpond and I create it. And then I copy the code and I go to my website and I embed the code. And then when you enter there, Wishpond collects all the data for me. And then what I do is I export it all into a spreadsheet. And then I see how many people entered. And I take that number and the number of entries and I go to random.org and I punch in those numbers. And it randomly draws numbers for me. And it says, number 5, number 81, number 253, or whatever it is. And then I go and I highlight those in the spreadsheet and I see who won. And then I notify them. That's how I do it. Now, it also has a drawing component in it with like random.org, but it was only drawing one winner. And for example, on the first contest, I'm giving away 3 prizes, so I can't use it. So I do my own. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's see. I think we're at the bottom of the comments. Oh, you have a new phone now. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I tell you, all the walking and not going to the gym and doing yoga. I miss yoga, and I tried doing it at home. It's not the same. It's not the same for me. I know some people. I used to exercise at home all the time. So a widget is part of the entry blank. Yeah, or it's the whole component. And sometimes it's the whole landing page. So if you go to a contest, when I can't show it on my phone, I got TikTok Live over here. Let me see. Can I reach my tablet without breaking anything? Okay, let's see if I can show you one. I can show it on the screen. So if you go to, let me just, so if you go here, okay, so I think I have to bring the brightness down or you guys can't see it. Okay, so I'm going to show you right here what a widget is. Okay, so this is the blog, right? And when you come down here, you see this part here. You see how it's kind of outlined? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to hold it and show you at the same time. I'm going to use my nose. Okay, so you see this part is all gray. And then it says at the bottom that's powered by Wishpond. That part there on my website, that's the embedded part. Right? So that that pale gray square right to the bottom, that is a widget. So within the widget is the entry form. So if you could see the back end of my website, when I write the blog, there's a part called text and it's all code. And I take the code Wishpond gives me and I plug it in and it looks like garbly-gook. And then when you go to visual, you see this really pretty entry form. It's really cool. Oh, I wish I could try a Peloton bike. I didn't win, but my boyfriend bought one and it was the best investment we ever made. Yeah, I'm not a bicycle person. I'm just waiting for the gyms to open up. That's why I do my walking. I get in 10,000 steps before I even get home. Are you finding many codes? Yes, I do well with the codes. But, it's all random timing, right? So, for example, Canada Dry, I've probably entered hundreds of codes. Like I've been entering Canada Dry. Canada Dry's been doing this for years. I mean, I remember when I was married and Craig used to go for walks in the middle of the night because he was a night owl and he'd go for a walk. And when I was married to him, we lived near a university. And so there was a new development that had gone up and a ton of people bought investment homes and put all the students in there because there was no student housing. It's all been the bylaws have been changed since then, and they've built a lot of student housing since then. But at the time, that was it. So there was like houses with students, and they drank tons of pop. So he would walk over to this development, this whole neighborhood, and walk around and pin code hunt, 1:00 in the morning. So I'd come down in the morning with my daughter for breakfast, and there would be like this little pile of codes on the kitchen table. And Canada Dry was doing it back then. So it's been, 15 years. So I've been entering a long time. And I've won little things from them, good little things and they've changed it. Like they used to have instant prizes and then weekly draws and then a grand prize draw or monthly draws. And then they changed it. And now it's only instants. So, and it's been like that for 5 years, maybe. I kind of remember when it changed. I was a little disappointed because I liked being in for the weekly draws. So Pepsi's doing that. A lot of instant prizes. Then you're in for a weekly draw and then the grand prize draws at the end. And I like that format better. But Canada Dry, so a couple of years ago, I only won a Kobo, which is like a Kindle. And I ended up giving it to my dad for his birthday. And now I just get him Indigo gift cards to buy books with it. But I'd entered codes all summer, and that was the only thing I'd won the whole summer. And then last year with the code, I think a lot of people weren't entering, so it was my best year with Canada Dry ever. I had won. So it's one prize per person. So I was entering, and I won a mini Keurig, and then I was entering George, and he won the big Keurig. And then I started entering my daughter, and she won a set of headphones, which is perfect because her set of headphones just died. And then I started entering my mom because, I was running out of people. And she won a $50 Keurig gift card. And then the contest was over. So it worked out. So what I did was when we got it, I gave my mom the small Keurig, and we kept the big Keurig. And then I used the gift card my mom won, and I ordered her and I coffee, and we split it. So it was really good. And then this year, I started entering George, and I won a headset. He doesn't use that stuff, so of course it's mine. It's just out of reach. It's the earbuds. It's the Sony earbuds, which are great, but they're noise canceling, and I can't hear anything when I'm wearing them. So I do not wear them when I go code hunting because I want to hear. So when I go code hunting, I just wear, I listen to podcasts and things. I just wear earbuds like this because then I can take them out if somebody talks to me and I don't lose them. And also they're not noise canceling, so I can hear the cars around me and things like that, because you do not want to be unawares when you're out walking because it's kind of crazy. I've done some funny videos for the first, like about a month ago, for the first time in a long time, somebody yelled at me. And I was like, what? And they're just yelling at me. But people want to know what I'm doing, and they're usually really cool about it. How do you keep up with entering for multiple people? Well, that's part of being organized. But it's easy for, like, when I do Canada Dry, I only enter George until he wins a prize, and then I'll only enter somebody else until they win a prize. That makes it easy. But if you're entering, say you're entering you and your husband for every contest, like, because say it's this one's for a car and this one's for a trip and you're doing online entries, when you're organizing them, you use their initials. But I show you that in RoboForm. Like in that RoboForm class, that's what I teach you how to do. I teach you how to organize your sweepstakes, not just for you, but for other people. And also their passwords. Like, so for example, I have all George's passwords on my RoboForm passwords. So like for the, not for banking, but for like the telephone bill and the, like anything for accounting based, because we run he runs his business, I run my business, and for accounting based. And I also did this with my daughter. This is great for kids because your kids want to have an email or this or that. You have them log in once on your computer. With RoboForm, you save the password on your computer, because invariably someone goes, I got signed out, I don't know my password. How many times do I just saw a TikTok on that the other day. This guy's like, hey mom, you're signed out of Netflix, what's your password? She's like, I don't know, try chair 1 2 3 4. He's like, that doesn't work. And she's like, I don't know. Right? People don't know their passwords. So it's important to this. Yes, I have to agree with this. Ginger ale, it was a fluke. Like I said, I've been entering probably Canada Dry for 15 years and other pin code contests for 15 years. So when it showed a big prize, I just about jumped out of my skin. Yes, enter. Yeah, I won a long time ago when I had time to enter for other people besides me. I won my sister a trip to Greece. Yes, my mom always forgets her passwords. Yes, so get RoboForm and start saving everybody's passwords. I know that sounds crazy, but really, I can't live without it. If it's not an important site, I use a default password. That's true, but I use it for everything. So I have all my work stuff there. So I find it really helpful, especially when I'm running multiple social media accounts, because I have 2 business websites. And then I have my client, like I said, I work for Robert Ohado, so I have all his I have the logins because I do all his customer service and his like I do Facebook and everything. So I have all those logins and URLs saved in there. And I have, right? So I have my stuff in this, I never remember all that stuff. And then I do more secure. The other thing is too, it will generate secure passwords. And I use this very secure ones for things like my business website. I use the ultra secure, not common. I would never be able to guess it in a million years because it's uppercase, lowercase, squidgy, character, uppercase, lower, like they're just random, like 10 character things that you'd never guess in a million years. So I use those. I love RoboForm for that. Okay. Oh, this one. Yeah, this always drove me nuts. 1 per household. Does that mean only 1 person can win or only 1 can enter? It depends on the rules, but usually 1 per household means 1 person in the household can enter. So depending on what it is, depends on who you enter. So for example, when I was self-employed and my ex was working for a company, my schedule was more flexible for trips. So if it was 1 per household, I would always enter me, because if I won the trip and he couldn't go, I could always take my sister or my best friend. But if he'd won it, he might not have the capability to get that time off that work. So you have to look at what it says, and it depends on what the prize is. But for example, if it was male based, like it was kind of slanted So for example, when we won the trip to Florida, it was a guy's getaway. It was a guy's getaway contest. And I actually got through on the phone and I said, can I give you my husband's name to submit him for winning? Because it made more sense that he would win it. And they're like, sure. Because I said, he's still asleep because I entered really early in the morning. And they took his name down and he won. So you have to kind of discern whether, what the prize is and who you're going to enter. Okay, so it's 9:30. I've been talking for an hour and a half. I'm kind of done. I got to get up at 5 to go pin code hunting. Now, of course, this was a sweepstakes chat just to talk about my anniversary and how it's been 20 years tonight that I read that article lying in bed. And the next day I started entering sweepstakes and figuring it all out and making every mistake under the sun, which is why I'm so good at what I do, because don't do what I do, do what I'm teaching you to do. And anyway, I hope this helps. I want everybody to go and enter because I'm going to have prizes all for the next every day for the rest of the month. So right up until the 31st, you have a chance to win something. There's lots of chances to win. And I'm leaving everything open for 5 days because not everybody can go one a day. Plus it also makes it easier for me to organize and do the drawings and space things out and make sure people get their prizes in a timely manner. So it helps me as a sweepstakes manager, because that's basically what I am in this case. And thanks. And thanks. Yeah, see? Back to Devon. She enters her mom and her boyfriend, auto-saved in the laptop. So yeah, I have them auto-saved. I have my daughter and George auto-saved in my laptop. However, I do like using the my RoboForm for the saving and the identities. Anyway, thanks. Okay, yeah, good luck. Well, the hunting is important, but also the timing. So that's the other thing with Canada Dry for me. Every time I've won something, it's been early in the morning. Except, no, I lie. One time out of all the times that I remember, I won something in the evening. But the other times I've won in the morning. So I don't know if that's because when I'm lucky or I just don't have the right timing. But Canada Dry this year is giving away 2 prizes an hour. I've done the math. So there's something to be won every hour, and I'm not hitting them. So someone's winning. Here's a tip. If he won't let you use his name, then when you win a big trip, you can take a girlfriend instead. Because if he doesn't want you to enter, then he doesn't have to share in the prizes. And it's so funny because this George in the morning, at first when we started going out, he's like, come on, this is really a waste of time. And then I won some big stuff. And he's like, are you going pin code hunting? Get out of bed. Go pin code hunting. You need your steps too. It is. It's actually really good because I did notice a difference when I wasn't walking, when everything was shut down and we're all just kind of hiding in our houses. It does. It makes a difference to get out and I get fresh air. I mean, I feel so totally safe. I'm by myself at 6 o'clock in the morning, walking around the street. There's nobody. I never see anybody hardly. And if they do, they're usually far on the sidewalk because I'm on the road. So it's perfectly safe. I'm getting fresh air because we've been inside, most of the time. And I get steps. I usually have the Fitbit I won. I usually have, today, what have I got? I've got 12,861 steps. And I had 10 of that before I got here in the morning. So, okay, I'm going to wrap this up. And remember, just check my website every day. There's going to be a new banner, and you can just enter that. And I look forward to sending out all the prizes. I'm so excited. Happy Win-niversary!